guys, this is Taylor, and today I wanted to share my excitement for 2018 book releases. And I'm super excited for this video, not just because of the upcoming book releases, but because I don't have to hold anything, so I can just flail my arms around. So this year, more than any year, I did a lot of research into what's being published that's of interest to me, and of course as a result that means I have quite a few books to talk about, so let's go ahead and start in January. Coming up on January 16th, we have what I feel is probably the most buzzed about book of the year so far, and that is Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. This takes a look at what can and would happen in the United States if access to abortion and in vitro fertilization was rolled back drastically. It follows 5 women who are all in totally different situations, trying to cope with their different circumstances surrounding identity and motherhood. It's being sold as The Handmaid's Tale for the new millennium. I feel like this is absolutely everywhere. I totally have my copy on pre-order. Also on January 16th, I have something that might be appealing to us Americans specifically, and that is a reprint of The Beauty by Leah Whiteley. This book caught my attention many moons ago when Jen Campbell talked about it as one of the books that she most frequently recommends, but it was pretty difficult to get here in the States because I think it had somewhat of a limited run in the UK, but it is being published with a new cover and I am very excited. This is supposed to be a pretty disturbing short story about a society where all of the women have died and strange mushrooms and fungi are starting to grow out of the bodies that have been buried, and there may be some kind of strange truth to these mushrooms. On January 23rd, we have Eternal Life by Dara Horn. This is about a woman who has been alive for 2,000 years and cannot seem to die. She first gained immortality back in ancient Jerusalem as part of a spiritual bargain to save her son's life, and now a man who she once loved appears to be following her century after century, convinced that they are destined to be together. Also on the 23rd, we have what is probably my single most anticipated book of 2018, and that is Brass by Shanna Aliu. This is a debut novel about a woman who is working as a waitress and quickly falls in love with a married line cook from Albania. She finds out that she is pregnant, and then 17 years later we follow the story of her daughter, who is growing up under similar financial circumstances, trying to make it on her own and understand more about her father. I don't know exactly what it is that is drawing me to this story so intensely, but I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Lastly, on January 23rd, it's a very busy publishing day, we have Norwich by Karen Krauss. This is nonfiction about the town of Norwich, Vermont, which has produced more Olympians per capita than any other place in the country. So this is an investigation of how exactly that came to be, but also of the town's education system, their lifestyle, and their happiness, which is also ranked above average. I think this could be a great read around the Winter Olympics, probably not during, because I will be a complete emotional wreck. And lastly, in January, on the 30th, Kodansha Comics is beginning to release new editions of Sailor Moon. These are being called the Eternal Editions, and they will have holographic covers, selected color illustrations, larger pages, and a revised translation. This is the first of the series, and it looks like they will be releasing the new editions once every 6 months or so. I'm just a little conflicted because I do already have 2 complete sets of Sailor Moon, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't considering it. Going into February, we have The House of Impossible Beauties by Joseph Cassara coming out on the 6th. This book is going to follow the ball scene of 1980s Harlem. If you've ever seen the documentary Paris is Burning, this is directly inspired by that. This is basically about a bunch of LGBTQ kids trying to achieve their dreams at the height of the AIDS crisis. I have a feeling it's going to rip my heart out, but I am so excited. On the 13th of March, we have what is probably my second most anticipated book, and that is The Parking Lot Attendant by Nafkote Tamarat. This is a coming-of-age story about a girl growing up in Boston in a tightly knit Ethiopian community. She ends up falling for a hustler whose cover is that he's a parking attendant, and she gets drawn into his chaos, much to the dismay of her father. I was thinking Boston is one of my favorite cities. I visit a couple times every year, but I don't think I've ever read a book that was set in modern day Boston. and especially not one that centers on the Ethiopian community. So this is another one that I've had on pre-order for a solid few months. On April 3rd, you've probably heard about this one, we have another one from Meg Wolitzer called The Female Persuasion. This is about a shy college freshman who meets an older, charismatic woman with these strong political leanings who sets her on a different path to feminism and political activism, even though this is radically different from the life that she imagined for herself. Honestly, I have yet to read anything by Meg Wolitzer, but something about this one just has me really excited. I think I'm gonna love the themes that this works with, and I'm just really excited to start with this one. Now we jump ahead to the end of the year because my last official pick is the new Murakami that is coming out in November. This is called Killing Torrey, and it does not have an English cover yet. From what I can gather this far out, this appears to be somewhat of an epic about a portrait painter, and obviously my favorite living writer, epic novel, it's a lock for me, and I'm so excited even though we're still almost a year away from it. So before I end the video, I just want to throw out some honorable mention type of picks. These are releases that I'm definitely interested in, I'm just not 100% committed to. That could always change. So in February, we have a new essay collection by Zadie Smith called Feel Free. Gorgeous cover. In March, we have a new short story collection by Ramona Osabel called Awayland. And finally in May, we have an anthology of essays edited by Roxane Gay about the current state of sexual assault, and that is called Not That Bad. So I hope this pumped you up. I hope you found something to be excited about. Obviously, I'm a little too excited. How many times can I say the word excited? And just before I end this video, I want to give a shout out to my cousin Lynn, who just started her own booktube channel called Linny's Library. We have some overlapping tastes, and then she reads plenty of authors and genres that I don't read, so definitely if you like the type of book that I read, you should of course go check out her channel. And happy reading! I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!